We're live.
We are live. Yay. All
Yay!
right, guys. Hi, Substack. This is Mónica Fernandes with the Goddess Journal.
And this is Agne from the Wild Medeina, and we're so happy you were here.
Yes, we are. We're probably having some technical difficulties, but that's because it's my first time doing this. So anyway.
We're blaming the retrograde. We're blaming Mercury retrograde for all the tech issues, okay? Everything is divinely timed.
Totally. Hi, Lisa. She's like, yay. Okay, I see the comments here.
Yes, and I see we're having quite a few people joining, so that's nice. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's
Hello,
nice.
everyone.
I like it. I like it. Well, welcome, everyone. We are today basically finishing off our collaboration this time about sisterhood and women's empowerment. And Agne and I collaborated on a couple of essays. And hi, Sarah. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Mónica. Oh, I see everybody joining. It's so cool. And so we did 2 essays in collaboration the past, I don't know, was it a week?
2 weeks? 2 weeks, 2 weeks? I don't know.
Mercury is retrograde. It really is.
It really is.
Let's just hope nothing happens to the internet today. Anyway, so I guess I'm going to just introduce myself. I'm Mónica. I have 2 publications on Substack, and one is the Goddess Journal, which is my primary one. And basically that is where I write about healing and post-divorce recovery, goddess archetypes, and self-worth, and all this messy work of becoming yourself. And then my other Substack publication, which is really tiny, is called The Living Muse, and it's where I do all my creative writing and little old stuff that I've written, poetry. It's the home of Celira, who is my music artist, my artist name, I guess, I should say. And yeah, that's about it. So your turn.
I love that. Even though I know you and we met through Substack, it's always nice to hear people reintroduce themselves, because oh, maybe I forgot something about you.
I'm probably forgetting something too about me.
Yeah, so I'm another part of the collab. I'm Agne. My Substack and my brand name is The Wild Medeina, and I write all about the wild woman. So all about confidence, all about, how to get yourself untangled from the conditioning, how to howl more, in all kind of senses. Howling, you can howl in terms of excitement and joy. You can howl, you draw your boundaries and everything. So that's kind of what I write on here. And yeah, it's all about finding your inner wild, finding your inner wild voice, and just becoming who you're actually meant to be, rather than whoever people told you to be. So that's kind of what I do.
Yeah, it's so great. I think one of the great surprises about being on this platform is meeting amazing people. I mean, to me, I was not expecting that at all. I was like, I'm just gonna try to write like once a week, and and never thought that this would be something. Hey, Donna, you made it. And I see Harshi. I see a lot of familiar names, which is great. So anyway, we are going to talk about sisterhood and about just, I don't know. Do we want to talk a little bit about our essays, perhaps? What we covered?
We can do a really brief kind of overview, and then just go from there.
Okay. You want to go first? I think yours was published first. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like the whole thing was just a blur. So basically we each published 2 articles, and basically in the first one we were kind of talking our experience with the sisterhood, and there's so many people joining up. I'm getting excited but distracted as well.
I think that's Florencia. Hi, Florencia.
Yeah, there's loads of people. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so the first one was about kind of our take on sisterhood. Oh, I love it. It says your internet connection is unstable. I love that.
Mercury. Get out of here, Mercury. Come on.
And
This
I
is not
literally I
cool.
went to the room where I have the router in the same room. So I made sure that I'm situated right where I could have the good internet. We're just gonna go with the flow.
You never know.
Anyway,
You never know.
like the third time of me saying so. Yeah, so the first article was all about like our take on sisterhood, like kind of what the relationship we had, and
Hmm.
kind of our take on it, and like maybe kind of like our experience, how we experienced and everything. And I was sharing that, like I always felt the odd one out and I didn't feel supported and everything. And actually that article got quite a lot of responses in the comments and in DMs as well. Like I received that people were actually really relating to what we're talking about. So that's lovely. And then the second article, we wanted to provide some actual tips on how to find your sisterhood and how to just don't feel as lonely. So both of us, I know that we wrote quite a few tips of
Hmm.
how to actually get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I feel like both of us put our heart and souls into it, because when I was writing all the tips, I was thinking like, ooh, does this feel good? Does this feel good? And like I edited quite a few out, because when I wrote them, I wasn't vibing with them anymore. And then what I left, like what I left in the article, I had quite a few people were actually saying it's actually really helpful. So I'm really glad it resonated. And yeah, if you haven't read
Yes.
them, please go and read them as
Yeah,
well.
go check out the essays. There's 4 to read, so you're going to be busy on Sunday. So no, so my first article was about how it started off as how my mother told me at a young age, I am not your friend, I'm your mother. I'm your mother, not your friend. And I felt that rejection so much that I learned early on to, lean on friendships, on my girlfriends. And of course, at those stages, I trusted anyone. Very gullible. Just, you just trust everyone, that everybody has your best intention. And so I've had some heartbreaks along the way, but you learn, hopefully. um I'm always learning, but I feel
Will do.
like friendships have become such a pillar in my life. Like my sister friends, what I call my sister friends, who are my the friends that I consider sisters, and they're spread out all over the world, especially because I've moved several times. uh, you know it's a two-way street, and that's the reason that they've lasted decades. Some of them are decades old. I know I look 27, but it's a couple of decades anyway. But just kidding. And so it's been a huge learning curve to move where you don't know anyone. And yes, sisterhood is incredibly healing. Florencia and say, oh, Sarah's saying you look 27. Sarah, you need glasses. I have glasses here, but I'm trying not to put them on. Anyway, but yes, so moving to a new place, I think, is really, I mean, we both of us have moved
Yes.
from our
Yeah.
home countries. And so it's I don't know if you want to talk about that experience of finding your little tribe of in new places.
Yeah, so I feel like both of us experience moving to different place and finding the tribe. But oh, my internet is not stable again. That's wonderful.
I see
Um,
you. I see you.
yeah, so basically, I think my take on it is I actually talked with someone as well on Substack about this, that interestingly enough, when I moved, the environment felt so right for me that I didn't feel like I need a huge group of people.
Hmm.
And because like I moved here to study and then I started working here, I was like I felt good. I felt okay. I didn't have friends, but I had like acquaintances and everything, and I felt fine. Only later on down the line when I started questioning the life, the meaning, what's the higher purpose of us here, I started feeling that I don't have a bubble here, because I want,
Mm.
like what I wrote in the essays, that like I always wanted the depth and I wasn't having that. So that felt a little bit sad and discouraging. And then in the darkest times, I found one friend that I still have here, and then then my friend, but now my partner. So like
Hmm.
I have two really close people here around me, and it was like I feel like that's all I needed and wanted. Like I feel so satisfied with with the beautiful
Mhm.
friendships. And then for some reason I'm drawn to have people like online, like from very different parts of the world. Like I can't
Mhm.
explain it, but I just feel like I'm constantly like seeking out different people from around the world. And
Mhm.
in that way, like I feel like my bubble is like across the world, and
Mhm.
it's not the same obviously as going for a coffee with someone, but for me it just feels so good when I keep finding people that I'm relating with. So,
Yeah.
oh, and someone is saying, this is a huge topic for me. I feel like my tribe is not in my current country. My guides also told me that. Yeah, so I'm not the only one. I'm not crazy then. Like yeah,
Yeah,
I can
I
validate that.
hear
No.
you, Florencia. I think that sometimes you're in a place and you feel isolated, and that's, I moved to Florida. I'm in Florida, by the way, and I moved to Florida right before COVID. So imagine
Yeah,
then being stuck. Um, yes. Well, I think Florencia is in our Vibe tribe, Donna. You're saying she needs to join our Vibe tribe. Yes, and so does Agni. Absolutely. And so um, definitely, then the COVID happened, and then I'm like, okay, how am I going to make new friends? So
yeah.
it's tough, but I never thought that, one, I'd make really great friends on Substack. That was a huge surprise for me. And then two, I had two friends. This is on my second essay when we talk about like ways to meet people. Um, I actually, two of my friends from Massachusetts said, "You need to go on Bumble BFF." And I was like, I am not going on a dating site. It's not happening. But and then they're like, no, no, there's a category for best friends, like BFF. And I was like, I don't know about that.
Mm.
And so one of my best friends to this day is Lisa, who's in our audience. She just said Bumble. And that's how we met a few years ago here in Florida. And it was like, important to meet like-minded people. And not everybody that you're going to meet, you're going to vibe with. And that's okay, you know?
Yes, that's a big one. That's a big one.
So yeah, best decision ever, she says. Um, and Adam, yes, Substack has amazing people here. Thanks for joining, Adam. Yeah, so it is really great to then you're not going to agree on everything. The friends and sisters don't do that, right? But we for me personally, I need that support system. I don't have a poker face. If I'm happy, everybody knows I'm happy. If I'm sad,
Same.
my friends know. They know, oh, something's going on, what's happening. And so it's important to have that support system, especially when there's no family around. Yeah, I mean, partners are great. My own is awesome, but you do need your girlfriends,
Yeah, it's not
and
the
that's
same. Like having supportive partner is good, but it's not the same as having girlfriends. And
yeah.
like I don't have a crazy story like you of meeting my friends on Bumble, but like funnily enough, when I was quitting my 9 to 5 job that became toxic, like I found a friend there because she was struggling in the same atmosphere as well. And then
Mhm.
we just literally bonded over how traumatized we are. And then we were leaving the jobs that like jobs slash departments at the same time, and like we are still friends to this day. And like this, she's my only girlfriend here in the UK where I live. And yeah, it's like we literally bonded over our circumstances being not the greatest, and it's like so random. Like I would have never imagined that, and that's the way,
Mhm. Mhm.
that's just so random.
Yeah, it is. But you never know. Like, you can't predict these things. Okay, let's see. Florence says, "How do I join the Vibe Woman Tribe? I helped found an anesthesia staffing company and named it Vibe Anesthesia." Wow,
Oh
amazing.
wow.
Okay, so the Vibe Tribe is actually Donna Frasca's little group, and that I attend once a month, and I'm sure Donna can put on the chat how to join there. And
Yeah.
Carl says Substack is a bar, ooh, where everyone isn't drunk, but the conversation is open. But okay, but keep going, Carl.
Maybe however we interpret it to, like, I can have my
Yeah.
interpretation, you can have yours. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the only beverage of choice right now is coffee, guys. I still need
I
coffee.
have water. I have water. Because
Very
it's
healthy.
still very hot here. We're still, I
Yes.
don't know how hot it is here, but I'm not happy. Um, the Vibe Tribe is literally vibing. I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think it's important to also acknowledge that some friendships are not forever. I mean, that
Yes.
also has happened in my life where, I've had friendships. I've had one friendship that was over 20 years, and you try to make it work, but people change, and sometimes it kind of goes against the grain, and you're trying to force like a round form into a square, and it's just not
Yeah.
going in. You know what I mean? It's like it's just not um it's just not meshing anymore. And it doesn't mean I think you said in your essay about that what was it, something about, you said, I'm going to quote you, relationships built around people pleasing, comparison, or versions of ourselves we've already outgrown quietly take up emotional space. Releasing those friendships doesn't mean anyone is the villain. Sometimes people simply grow in different directions. So creating room in your life often allows new women, new conversations, and entirely new chapters to arrive. That was something that really touched me on your essay. And that's
Oh, thank you for
exactly,
tagging me. Thank you.
yeah. Bye, Donna.
Bye.
um, so no, so yes, that it doesn't make them villains. It's just you kind of go like different ways, and and sometimes you have to kind of break up with your friends that from a long time, and it's
Yeah, and I feel like we need to, like, acknowledge that, because that, it does happen, and it does
Mhm,
happen especially when, if we have friends from high school, for example, or from
mhm,
university days or something, where we spend so much time together, and then like people have very different paths, and that's okay. It doesn't make me or my friend the bad guy.
mhm.
It's just
Yeah,
like, things change, and things change, and people change, and circumstances change, and that's that. But it is still sad, and I like Monica and I, we talked about this when we had our meeting, that I have an example for that, where I still, like, I have a friend from my school days, right? So that's many, many years ago. And we were really close, and we started talking about many different things that both of us are, passionate about. But now we're in very different stages of life, and we're like
mhm,
drifting apart, and no one said anything hurtful, or no one announced the breakup and anything. Like,
yeah,
she had some stuff, like bad stuff happening, so I was reaching out to her and making sure that she's okay. But now we don't seem to be aligned on the same page about where
mhm,
we are in life, and we just don't talk as much. And
yeah,
it's sad. Like, I'm still sad about it, because I know how close we used to be. But it's just like, you have to accept that, because if we're not aligning on the same page, you can't really
mhm,
force the conversations, because there's only so much forcing you can do. So I just, talking about the sisterhood, I feel like it's really important to acknowledge that we do have those sad moments.
mhm,
And it's just a matter of asking yourself, do you want to say something and kind of, like, as you said, like, break up, or do we just stay quiet? And, we want to know that you're still there for the friend. And,
yeah,
like, how do you navigate that? So it's just a little bit kind of, it's a little bit tricky, it's a little bit funny, it's a little bit, but I
yeah.
feel like it's part of life. That's my take on
Yes.
it.
So, yeah, Florence says that's true. I had a friendship for 20 years. We were very close, and then we changed. I grieved that friendship. I missed the people who were in that sisterhood. Absolutely. You have to
Yeah.
grieve those losses because you're losing that person, right? In your case, your friendship has morphed with this person, and so you're not talking as much. But yes, it has changed, and that you have to grieve that amazing friendship you had with this person. Um, so yeah, ebbs and flows, like Lisa says, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not, and people are going to have different things happening in their life, and you can't just be there for the good times. I
Yeah.
had another one that I let go, or probably 15 years ago. I would only hear from her when she was doing great. Not
Uh,
great. She was doing really bad, or she was sick, or something wrong in her life, that's when I would hear from her. When she was doing great, silence. So I'm like, I guess I'm like, the almost the emergency contact, you know,
Yeah.
like, so,
Yeah.
that stuff happens. And, but, the good ones, the sisterhood that we're talking about, I think is, you mentioned something about how women, I think this was in the first one, you said something about competition. Do you remember that part?
Um,
Comparison, competition. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
yeah, I feel like, I mean, again, I don't know. I feel like everyone has their own um set of circumstances of what they grew up with. And
Hmm.
when I was, oh, I can just see someone wrote quite a lot.
Yeah,
Sisters can take work, patience, taking some hard understanding. It is not laughter all the time, but if love is there, it's worth it. Yes, Sarah,
absolutely.
beautifully said.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Beautifully said. Yeah. Yeah, so so depending on what you grew up with and what you grew up like hearing and listening, but like I grew up with
Mhm.
lots of like, you know, comparison and like literally the cat fights and everything. And
Mhm.
it just becomes really difficult then to try to like when you come out of, university, school, whatever, or job place, it starts to become really difficult to then start questioning, okay, like, I want to find my sisterhood, but I feel kind of
Mhm.
hurt from everything that I've heard or experienced. So I feel like it
Mhm.
becomes like a bit difficult, and then you could feel discouraged as well. So I feel like I
Do
really
you feel guarded? Do you feel guarded when you meet, potential friends or potential sister friends, if you will? Do you feel
so
like because you've been hurt in the past, you put up a wall or something?
so that's a really good question actually, because it instantly made me think of my past job. And
Mhm.
when I was meeting people there, I felt like I had to put up a big wall. I feel like I had to. But when I left the job now and I'm meeting so many amazing people here on Substack
Mhm.
or on Instagram, I feel like I could finally be myself. Like I feel like I could
Mhm.
actually say to people, hey, I'm having a bad, like if I meet people for the first time, right, and I'm having a bad day, I can say to them, look, I'm really in my emotions today,
Mhm.
bear with me. And like the people that I've met, they would actually understand that. Like I didn't feel
Mhm.
threatened or hurt, or like I never felt small. And I feel like it's a big indicator that I've changed environments. And like we spoke about this in our articles,
Mhm.
that we needed to change the environments to make sure that we are
Mhm.
mingling with the right people. And I feel like
Yes.
now I don't feel threatened or hurt or mistreated.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like I can be myself. And
Yeah.
that's the most important thing.
And I think sometimes we tend to, um, you know, um, just ignore red flags, or
Yes.
not listen to our bodies and not listen to our intuition about people sometimes, because we're like, oh, this person sounds so cool. You think that, this is going to be a great friendship or something. But
Yeah.
um, I need to be better, definitely, at reading things. And one of the things I've also, over the years, have found is that my time is precious, and I'm valuing my time more and more, because I feel like it's passing very, very quickly, more quickly now than before. And I think that's a universal sort of sensation as you get older. But so I'm not willing to put time into someone that is just, you know, like all about themselves, or
Yeah.
it's not aligned. It just does not require my effort. I don't really want to put the time. It's just not worth my energy. I'd rather put my time and energy into people that deserve it, and my sister
Yeah.
friends that are amazing. Um, and Monica says the key is finding women who genuinely applaud success and support the difficult moments we all experience. Absolutely. I
Yes.
think if
Yes.
someone
100%.
is there when you're not your best, or something has happened or whatever, and your girlfriend is there to support you, that's true friendship.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. I feel like that's what we crave as well. Like we want
Mhm.
to make sure that we are like the way I'm imagining sisterhood or like close friends is like we can give our bare naked heart to them, and like we know that it's gonna be protected. Like
It's safe.
that's how I feel with
It's
that.
safe, right? You trust that
Yeah.
person. Safe. Um, yeah, I definitely think that uh, making the connections is probably the easier part. Keeping them is what takes work. But work that should be joyful. I mean, because if it's a two-way street, then
Yeah.
it's you're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, and it's and I know, for example, that if I am thinking of someone and I'm saying, usually what happens, I'm thinking of someone and that person calls me. It's kind of weird,
Mhm.
but that
It's
that that
cool.
happens a lot, and it's either they need to talk or we need to catch up or something. So um I find that that's little coincidences, little there's no such thing as coincidences, but it doesn't matter if we're 5 hours away, because I know you're in London. I mean, in England, UK, of 5 hours. Same thing with Portugal, 5 hours. I know that if I need to talk to somebody, I pick up the phone and they're going to answer or text me back and be like, I'll call you back. It's
Yeah, it's a matter of you said it's the matter of finding your own tribe and the matter of
yes,
finding your people.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
what's come to my head now that I want to touch up on. I touched on this in my article, but like I want to bring this up in the discussion that one of the um bullet points that I wrote in my second article is that making sure that you answer this question to yourself, whether like how much time you like to spend on your own versus being in the
yes,
sisterhood. Because
hmm,
maybe someone else listening is like me, where I love my spotlight time, right? I like like leading
hmm,
workshops and like, holding women and like holding gatherings and empowering women. Like that's my job, right? I love it.
hmm,
But I do love my quiet time, and I like to be on my own, and I like to like I'm happy being on my own and doing my own thing and just immersing in a book or in a hobby or something.
yes,
And when sisters are looking for sisterhood, right? Answer this question to yourself, like making sure that you're not put like giving all of yourself to looking for sisterhood and doing everything that other people are doing in your group, because you need to make
hmm,
sure that you don't lose yourself. So I feel like that's really important take that I really want to bring up. Like I don't know if you have anything to add here, Monica,
yeah.
or what's your take
No,
on
I
it.
do. I think that you first need to become your best friend. And that means recognizing that, if you do, like you said, if you need that alone time and that time doing other things that doesn't involve, social gatherings or socializing, then that's what you do. That you got to read yourself, see, this, is it feel good? Is this for my highest and best? And just operate that way. Um, Self-love is big. I write a lot about that. And you have to, first do that with yourself. And that is respecting your energy level. So in the old days, being in crowds and being in big gatherings didn't I couldn't care less. I was happy anywhere. Now I choose those times. I have a allotted energy for things that are very, very big.
Yeah.
um and so it's definitely uh a matter of choice in terms of how you approach things. Tamara says, I have recently joined the Women's National Book Association, and I'm taking
Ooh.
on the role of blog chair. This is a new sisterhood, and I'm grateful for your reminder to protect my own energy. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes. um, you do need to protect your own energy, and that means, uh, boundaries are important.
Yes.
And also, listen to what your mind and your body is telling you. If it's not, if there's something, just protect it. Yeah, be very, very um, aligned and straightforward with your energy and time, I
Yes.
think.
Yes. It's an important one because I feel like we need to make sure that we don't lose ourselves, because it's the same with like romantic relationships as well, isn't it? You need to make sure that you find yourself first properly before you commit, and
Mm-hmm.
then before everything kind of blurs. So I feel like it's the same with sisterhood. And I think as well, like what's coming up to me that like it really wants to come out and I really want to share is just, you know, set lower expectations of like it doesn't have to be difficult. Like once you start the relationship, like the
Mm-hmm.
friendship, right? If you feel like you're the one that's putting so much work in,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe it's not a
Yeah.
friendship.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I find the universe enjoys balance. If the scales are tipped too like this, I don't know if I'm looking at the camera. It doesn't work. If there's too much, if it's you doing all the work and that person just not really putting their
It's not the
energy into
thing.
it, So uh, I
Just
learned that you have to uh, just listen to yourself in terms of that energy, and I think that's not just about sisterhood and about friendships, but anything in general, you
yeah, I'm
know.
just looking at the chat. Do you have a book that I can blog about? No, my partner had us to read the crime fiction novels. Oh, Tamara, can I pitch my book? Yeah, I have a
We
book
all have
that all
books.
of you guys
We
can
all
read
have
because
books.
I recently self-published a book, so I'm like
Yeah,
it
go
still
for it.
still feels weird. Still feels weird to say that I'm a self-published author.
Just
But
say
yeah.
you published. It doesn't matter how you did it, if it's self or traditional publishing.
Yeah, so okay, Tamara, we will have to connect after the live. Thank you.
Um, yeah, I did publish a book 2 years ago, my second one, about on my 5 years of online dating, which was the misadventures of online dating, which was very funny. If you want to write about that, anyway, if anybody's looking for that type of experience and advice and laughs,
Okay.
but no, getting back to sisterhood, I think that you know maybe we can open up to questions if people have questions, no, at this point.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was waiting for you to finish saying the sentence. Oh my God.
Okay, guys, whoever's in the audience, that live or just if you have any questions, do you let's see, what questions can we be have? I think many questions. Okay, so they're still talking about the books.
That's
No,
okay. See, we're
I'm
forming a
talking about.
sisterhood already.
Yeah. No, about this topic specifically, I guess, is what I'm saying. Talking about. Um,
I have a question
let's.
for you, Monica.
Yes.
I have a question. Just it just popped into my head. If your like younger version of you would come to you now
Yes.
and she would say like I'm really struggling with sisterhood. Like it doesn't matter what kind of sisterhood, but like I'm really struggling with sisterhood. What would you say? Like in plain simple terms. Like what advice would you give to your past little self about the sisterhood?
I'd give her a hug.
Oh, I love that.
I'd give her a hug. Be like, you're not alone.
You're good.
You know, you're not alone. And choose wisely, I think, would be the advice. Choose wisely.
I like that.
I've always been too trusting, and I think in my younger years, um, that has gotten me in trouble because when I meet people, I don't assume the worst of them. I assume the best of them. I don't ever think that people have, poor intentions. So I think that has gotten me into trouble. So my younger self, I would say, hey, choose wisely, and that would be the advice. Let's see what's the
What's
what are your
happening?
natal countries? Florencia says. Okay. Drum roll.
Oh, what an interesting question. So I'm originally from Lithuania. I'm born in Lithuania, and then I live in the UK now for it's gonna be 9 years in September. But I'm born
So
Lithuanian.
I am from Portugal, from Lisbon, Portugal. And um, I'm not going to tell you how long I've been in the United States, but because that would give out my age. So anyway, But I've been more years in the United States than in Portugal, but I do go home a lot. What is the one thing that surprises you most when you find an unexpected sister friend? Ooh,
What's one thing that
surprises.
surprises you? Can I go first? I
Yeah,
think it
absolutely.
surprises me of like how it surprises me how random the whole friendship itself, how random from random places it can be born. Like I'm still surprised by it because like for example, my one of my best friends now that I talk with her literally daily, right? I met her on Instagram a year ago and we just clicked, and like neither me nor her, neither like we didn't think that we're gonna be best friends. We didn't like think about, oh, we just have to talk all the time, all the days. Like we just clicked, and
Mhm,
it was so unexpected. Like it was so unexpected. It was so random and so unexpected. So I feel like the question itself is like it surprises me of how random from random places or meeting random people, how it can just flourish if you trust and surrender. Like the
mhm,
serendipity of it. I feel like
mhm.
that's one.
So to answer that question, I just answered Florencia because she says I have the same last name. We just have different spellings.
Oh, okay.
So uh, okay, what was the one thing that surprised you most when you find an unexpected sister friend? Well, I mean, okay, talking about an unexpected sister friend, Monica has the same first name as me. Okay, I don't know any other Monicas. I don't have any other Monicas in my life except her, who is like now my sister, basically.
Yes.
We like talk every day, so she's become like a part of my family, my sisterhood family. Do you experience a kind of passion with sister friends, not sexual but love? Yes, of course, I love them all. I mean, I think the surprising thing to answer Monica's and then Sarah's also is that I still have so much love, and so that there's never a limitation on love. So
Yes.
there's always room for more. There's always it's almost like love is like a snowball. It just augments and increases, and I it's never in limitation, it's just always. So yeah, it's more like a love that's like deep, and that you just share, you share just so much with that person. So it's a definitely different type of love, than what you were saying about the not sexual but love. Yeah.
I
And
agree
you're
with
excited. I think when you first meet someone and you get to know them, and then there's an excitement, there's a dopamine level to it, and I'm sure the doctors and whoever's in the medical field in our audience can talk more about the hormones that it entices. But okay, so Monica collects light around her, Lisa. Oh my God. And you are
oh
a light worker, my
beautiful.
friend. You are. She's a magical light worker. So she's a blessing in my life. And Carl says, how romantic is fado music? I don't think is romantic, but I love listening to it. Ooh, fado music. Yeah, you know who was just in Lisbon was Sarah. She's probably the expert on fado right now, because she had some she wrote about being in Lisbon and listening to some fado singers. Fado is a
I was
type
going
of
to ask this.
music in Portugal, that is very, there's like a nostalgia plus sadness plus longing. Um, it's very there's melancholy in it. There's no really like past present. It's like this ongoing thing. They were inside the music, Sarah says. Yeah, it was wonderful, really passionate. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very different. It's very, it's almost guttural in a sense. It's like
makes sense.
the soul is singing in this sort of longing place. It's interesting. Anyway, I'm like just a completely different topic here, but
It's okay. We're
so
going
any
off the
other
topic.
questions, guys? Any other questions about
So
sisterhood and empowerment. We're I mean, I called my essays empowered circles, something about empowered circles. So um,
I will just
it
add to
really is.
the I will just add to Sarah's question, like, do you experience kind of passion with sister friends? I would say that, like, to me as well, I'm looking at, it might sound a little bit weird, but that's how I look at it. I feel like with the sisterhood friends, I'm looking at that as teams, like you're a team. And like you want, like, if you're imagining, if you're playing a sport or something, like you want your team to be successful and to, to work well and everything. So it's the same with sisterhood, like with your sisterhood friends. Like you want
Hmm.
them to succeed, you want them to be happy, you want them to be held and taken care of,
Hmm.
and you want to be there for them. So to me, that's like,
Hmm.
loving them and having the passion for them. But then, like, like, I don't know, to me, the word teamwork, like, I use it a lot in
Yeah.
describing friendships, and I feel like, to
Hmm.
me, like, maybe someone else is thinking the same thing as I am. So that's kind of my
Hmm.
take on that question.
Yeah. Adam says, um, by Florencia, how do you recognize when a friend is worthy of dropping a layer of your shield to open up to them?
Gut
I would
feeling. The gut
say,
feeling.
yeah, I would say that if they've already been vulnerable with you, that's kind of a green light to do it. And then if you open up in stages, if it's always a risk to open up, right? There's always a risk.
Yeah.
But if that person is worthy of your trust, then they're going to treat it like precious cargo
Mhm.
whenever you do open up. So I would say take a little risk, and then if you want to put it on them, you can ask them a question that they would have to open up and see if they drop their shield a little bit.
That's a good way of thinking about it. I would say my advice would be the gut feeling, because I feel like I've had so
Mhm.
many, like, gut feelings about people, not necessarily
Yeah.
sisterhood, but about people in general. And there were many times where I chose to ignore the gut feeling, and it didn't work out well. So
Same.
the only advice I would have is, like, that gut feeling. Literally go with the gut feeling. If you feel like this person is safe, and your gut is, or your heart or your belly, or whichever
Hmm.
body part you're feeling things, if is saying, like, yeah, yeah, we're safe, we're good, then yeah. But if you have even a little bit of a doubt, then I
Yeah.
wouldn't. So my
Yeah,
advice would
that's
be follow
great
the gut.
advice. That's great advice. um, yeah, it's a big vulnerable moment if you do, if you are vulnerable. I sometimes I still, even if you get burned, pardon the pun, is that I still open up. Like, I'm sort of an open book. If 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 uh if somebody says, oh well, if they ask me to share something, I will share it. And maybe I need to think twice about that, doing that sometimes. But I do feel like I've become better at reading myself. If there's that little, red flag, or a little, like, this doesn't feel
Yeah.
quite right. um a lot of people come to me for advice. I don't know. I don't have a sign on my forehead, but it just happens. That's just been all my life. And I think it's part of, and Monica might have that same experience, that, Monica, the name Monica can mean advisor. And so
Yeah.
anyway, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
advisor.
Okay.
So sometimes it's more about opening up. Somebody will open up to me, and then I will just, you know, uh, just share what's in my heart with them. So uh, I think that's there's a vulnerability to it. Yes, it's a risk, but
We
you
have
know,
to gamble a little bit. We have to
yeah, a
gamble a
little
little
bit.
bit.
Yeah, we're just not making money here. We're just,
Playing with
is
our
it
feelings.
going to be energetically safe, and you're not going to get burned. I think is really the um, the conclusion there. But any other
Yeah.
questions, guys?
Yeah, something
Snapped
about
away.
empowerment or yeah, I don't know, anything.
Yeah, some
Some risks
risks
are worth.
are worth taking. Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Squared right there. Yeah. With the words of wisdom. Yep. She probably gets asked all the time too for advice, I bet. um, okay, well, let's see if nobody else has questions. What else did we I guess I'm gonna just call out, to subscribe to us. Obviously, if you're not
Yes,
subscribed to us, I think that you need to do that. Number one. Number two, go read our essays, because that
yes.
was pretty special experience. For me, it was.
Yes, it
Um,
was. I loved it.
yeah. What else? I think I have 50% off of my paid subscription if you guys want that right now. What else?
I would say, yeah, make sure that you read the article to kind of catch up on things if you missed
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And I would say then if you feel, I hope that reading both of our articles will make you feel inspired. So if you feel like you are lacking the sisterhood of any
Mhm.
kind, then like do some sort of action today where you can actually, either reach out to someone
Mhm.
or book a yoga class or book a pottery class or just do something to actually like take an action. Like, I mean, for people who know me on Substack, like I'm always about, that's fine, we talked about everything, but it's not going to get done if we're just going to talk
Do
about it. So it's all
something.
about
Do
taking action.
something. Yeah. I think in my second one, I do have a list of where you can meet, make new
Yeah,
friends and meet. But I think the first thing that comes to mind is, what do you enjoy doing? What are your, passions and hobbies and things that you like doing? And then, go from there. Or, just participate, sign up for something, and that's a way
yeah.
to do it. Right. I mean, here on Substack, writing groups, book clubs, like it has been mentioned before. So yeah.
Yeah, just take action. Like that's kind of what I want to say. Like take action so that you could feel really good about it and don't get discouraged if the person like for example, you want to reach out to this one person on Substack and if they don't reply or they reply like no, thank you, don't get discouraged. Like, find something else. Like, it's not, you know, it's okay. Like just don't get discouraged and if
Mhm.
you feel discouraged then read our articles again and get inspired and then try again.
Yep, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I think everybody has all questions answered. So if we
Okay.
get more questions after the live, we'll answer them in the chat, I'm sure. But
Or in the
I just
comments, yeah.
wanted to say thank you so much for everybody that joined. This was such a great surprise and great questions and feedback. Thank you,
Yeah,
Tamara.
thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for taking the time to join and for
Yeah,
chatting in the chat and everything. And
yeah.
yeah, thank you Monica for being with me as well.
Oh my God, thank you. This was fun. We got to do it again. Oh,
You should.
she's like, great, great job, lassies. Collaborate with people. Yes, that's what we are doing.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah, thank you. You are too. You are
Thank
too. I love
you.
your stuff, Sarah. Okay. Bye, bestie. See you next week, Lisa. We usually co-work on Thursdays. So, um, all right. Well, I think we are done for today. And we'll
Yeah,
do it again, I'm sure.
we will. I'm sure we will. Right, bye
Have a great day,
everyone.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.